What's going on with you guys? Litmantuck is back with another book review, and today I'm going to review Legends Online by Yanez Bazel. Of course, this is a game lit series, so it is about a game. All right. So at the beginning, the main character, Ray, he is a famous VTuber. And so this game company bought him in to test out a game. So he got live, he got on his VTube in the book, and he was showing all of his fans. It was millions of fans signed on, checking out the game. So it was a great thing, a big promotion. So he goes into this game, and the Chinese billionaire, he's basically the owner of the game. And he was telling them that 1 day in the game, 1 year in the game is 1 day. So you can get a lot of gameplay in a couple of hours. You can get months in there, right? So Ray, he goes into the game. You know, he has to go under, goes into the game. And then as he's going into the game, something bad happens, all right? Something bad happens basically where he's stuck in the game. And the funny thing, the great thing about this book is it's very easy to spoil it because there's so many twists and turns. Normally, whenever I talk about a game lit book, I'm not too worried about spoiling the book because even though it's a great book, you kind of know what's going to happen. If I describe the book, you can still dive in and read it. But there's some things about this book where it's like, ooh, this happened. Ooh, that happened. The book started off really fast. Now, at one point, for a little bit, I was worried. I almost bailed out of the book because it got really slow. It wasn't too long. It got really slow, and I was just kind of sitting back and I almost bailed out, but I hung in there. And then all of a sudden, the book picked back up. It started developing. I love the way the characters develop. His powers are pretty basic. He can freeze or he can heat things up. Those are his powers. But they have a lot of different references to different things. And one of my personal favorite references, being an old school Dragon Ball Z fan, is that he used a Kamehameha in there. And so if you know what a Kamehameha is, man, it had me cracking up. But it's really not a comedic book. There's some funny parts in there, but it's not straight comedy. But I really love that part. The main character, he has a low charisma. And so another anime reference, and they don't really reference it, but I sometimes I just glue things together. I just put things together like that, okay? He has a low charisma, so he's really bad around women. Whenever he's around a beautiful woman, he just loses his stuff. He can't do anything. He can't talk right. And he says real stupid stuff, real goofy things. And so as the book progresses, he gets a little better than that. But it almost reminds me of the anime whenever they see a pretty girl and their nose start to bleed. If you've ever, and there's a big description about that, like, why did their nose start to bleed? What the heck is going on? And so there's a description about why that happens in anime. He didn't have a nosebleed or anything, but it's very similar to having some type of temporary brain aneurysm where you can't really function. And the girls in the book, they start to peep it too. They even call them out like, hey, when you're around beautiful women, you really can't think straight. So as the book progresses, you know, he's chasing after the Dark Commander or the Dark Lord. And of course, they have corrupted weapons and corrupted people, corrupted animals, and he's fighting through and he's leveling up. Parts of the book, it reminds me a little bit of The Land. And this is my opinion, the main character, basically how he takes over a city or a town and he builds the town up from scratch. The thing is, he doesn't really have like a lot of darkness to him, very similar to the character in The Land. And he has a companion who's really honorable, but is of a different race. And the place that he brings up, or the place that he starts, where there's a lot of racism, he says, hey, anybody is welcome here. And so if you have a problem with it, you can get up out of here. And so I saw those two parallels, and that happens in a lot of different game lit books, but those two had lots of similarities in that regard. But don't worry, folks, as the book goes on, you know, it takes on a life of its own. And it's just the first book for me. And so I'm definitely interested in continuing the series whenever I get the chance, I don't know if I'm going to use my next credit on it because I have some other things high on my list, but this is definitely one you want to check out. Currently, it is included in the Audible, so you can check it out for free to see if you want to continue on with the rest of the series. But that's all I got for that one, man. Hopefully you check it out. If you have, let me know. Give me something that I missed, because I'm really bad. I read books about 2 or 3 times because I always miss something. One thing that I did, somebody was like, I can't believe you didn't talk about such and such. And it was like one of the main characters. So that's how it is. Check out the book. Let me know if you like it. Or if you're looking for something to check out, you're in between credits, this is definitely something that you want to hop on. All right, man. Litmantuck is out.